All right. Good evening, everybody. My name is David Hart. I'm the co-president of the Malden Rotary Club. And tonight we have with us the strategy and business development manager for the city of Malden, Kevin Duffy. And he's going to tell us a little bit about what is happening in our city as of 2020 and also within the COVID pandemic. So Kevin, take it away.
Thank you, David. Very much appreciate you having me on tonight. I was on once before, so I might rehash some of the stuff we talked about, but then bring it up to where we are now. But before we begin, I just wanted to thank everyone for their service. I know we have a lot of veterans on this call right now, so thank you for what you've done, and honored and appreciative to be here now before you. So just to kind of recap what we've done, when the mayor came in 2012, one of our initial goals was to try to bring life to the businesses in Malden. And life for businesses is oftentimes straight up customers. So what we wanted to do was be able to increase the density of customers for businesses. So in the first administration, and you saw it, in the downtown, we did a lot of transit-oriented development. We got those great new buildings that came in, brought in a lot of new residents. And what that did was it increased our nighttime density. And that supported our restaurant scene. So for a while, we were doing very, very well with our restaurant scene. We still are, but it really got rolling when we got those apartment buildings to open up all around the T. One of the really nice things that we discovered as this was going along is that a lot of these residents, they don't like to drive and they don't like to cook. So they're taking the T every day and they're eating out at our restaurants. So once we had established our nighttime density, we started working more on our daytime density. And in the second administration, that was really a focus on bringing in larger employers. So that's when you saw us do some deals for like Hoffs and New England Security and Cambridge Health Alliance. These are employers that came in that had more than 100 employees each. And at the same time, what we were doing was kind of working on things that could complement our restaurant scene. Basically, we had a lot of people coming to Malden because it was a dining destination, and we wanted to extend their stay. How could we get them to stay longer and really, in essence, spend more money in Malden in that time? So that's when we came up with the concept of the gaming district. And you may have heard about it because it was featured a lot of places, Boston Magazine, Chronicle, The Globe, multiple spots. We were the gaming district of Boston. Of course, I'm talking pre-COVID, but before COVID struck, we were really on a good roll there. Bodeborg, Boston is our linchpin, obviously. 200,000 people a year come through Bodeborg. The stats are 97% of those people come from outside of Malden. So that is truly the essence of economic development, where you're taking money from there and bringing it here. The average age was 27. So a lot of people thought it might have been for kids, but 27 is a great age because they go in and they quest and then they come out and they dine and they drink. They've paid for parking the whole time. Maybe they do a little shopping while they're there. So it really worked in our favor to extend that stay that people were having here in Malden. In addition to Bodeborg, we got 8D Room Escape. They came along. We got Wanyu Boston, which is an e-sport gaming center. That's right on Pleasant Street. And I'm sure by now everybody's at least heard of the e-sports. Some people say it may be the future of sports in general, but you're seeing $1 million championships where people are playing video games. The video games had evolved from the old arcades where it was very social to being in people's living rooms where it's very isolating, but you were still playing the games, to now they're back into these e-sport arenas where it's video games but in a social setting, structured competitions, and the payoffs are huge. So Wanyu came and opened in Malden Square, and it is the largest e-sport arena in New England as of right now until Bob Kraft finishes building his e-sport arena for his professional team. You may be aware he owns an e-sport team already. In addition to Wanyu, we've also had traditional pool come along. We've got the Bauget Pool Hall. We had Spicy World, which is a great restaurant in downtown. They embraced the gaming district and they set up a bunch of monitors around their bar with classic consoles. So you could come in, order your drink, get some food. You and a pal could be looking over the bar at the TV and playing your video game there. It's kind of capturing the new generation's dollars. You know, you got this younger crowd that's played a lot of this, and this is a way for them to go out and be social and be seen, but also have a lot of fun with sports that they know. Hobby Bunker and New England Comics have been in Malden Square for a long time. they switched over. Hobby Bunker's always done tabletop gaming, but they expanded it. And then New England Comics added a lot of tabletop gaming in there. So this whole gaming district was a way to get this younger generation who were coming for our restaurants to come earlier, game, and then dine and have just a good night out. So that was the gaming district. I'm hoping, and we're going to work hard on this, that post-COVID, we'll be able to recapture that and reaffirm our place as the gaming district of Boston. It's going to be tough, but we're going to see where we're at. Everybody knows, here it is on Veterans Day in November, where the current status is with vaccines. So hopefully in the next 3 to 6 months, things improve and we can return to a new sense of normal, if you will. So we had done the nighttime density with the residential apartments. Then we had focused on the large employers for the daytime density and the gaming district to extend people's stay. The focus now for the last 3-4 years has been on getting commercial development. It's not enough to just want to pull these businesses in. We want to be able to create spaces for the new industries that are very attractive in the greater Boston area. Life sciences, robotics, R&D. As you might be aware, Malden has a platinum designation as a Mass Bio-ready community. We moved from off the map in 2012 to a bronze, silver, gold, and platinum over a 4-year span. So there is no one in Massachusetts higher than Malden when it comes to being a bio-ready community. Not Cambridge, not Somerville, not Waltham, none of them, not even the Seaport. So we're in a position to be able to attract these companies. We just needed the right type of space for them. So we've been working with our own local developers and some outside developers, utilizing the opportunity zone that the federal government gave us to try to incentivize people to come in and really build up some commercial spaces. So as you've probably seen on 295 Canal Street, Combined Properties built a beautiful building on the corner of Canal and Medford Street. It's right on the Malden River. It looks straight down the river at Boston, so it's got a gorgeous view of the harbor. That's a Boston skyline. That's got 55,000 square feet right there, brand new space. And they've been actually bringing out some great potential tenants to see that. And one of the things to remember is that as you get more of these buildings, it becomes easier to sell the city as a whole. A lot of times brokers wouldn't want to bring a tenant out for just one building, but if they can come out and hit 3 or 4 buildings to show their client, then all of a sudden people are coming out more often and they're bringing busloads if you can. So by getting more of these online, we're having more success to having people see Malden and see what we're about. So in addition to 295 Canal Street, the biggest one that I think everyone's very aware of, right across from the T, it was known as the Bank of America building, that red brick building, 200 Exchange. They did an extensive renovation on the outside. They put in a lot more glass. They put in a skylight. So it's very, very attractive on the inside as far as being an open shell with high ceiling heights, the ability to put in any type of HVAC system, negative air pressure that's required. It's all right there waiting for that right tenant. On the ground floor, they were able to land some great amenities, not only for their building, which is, as I said, 320,000 square feet, but for the entire downtown. Cafe Nero, Eva Trattoria, Italian restaurant, 110 Grill. These are great places, big names. And even during COVID, they are moving forward with their development, their build out, which I think is a true sign that people expect not only a rebound for the whole, country, state, Eastern Mass, but specifically here in Malden. You're seeing people confident that with our positioning next to the Orange Line, the commuter rail, and the bus hub, that we will be one of the first communities to really come back when people are back in the offices, which again, who knows when that might be. So those 2 buildings are in play. We have proposed buildings that have come forward. For starters, we have 21 Charles Street, the site of the old Ryan Family Amusements, the bowling alley right there on Charles and Middlesex. That has been demolished, and in there is 60,000 square feet going in. About 15 to 20,000 of it will be the headquarters of the owner, so it'll be owner operated, and that is I'm drawing a blank on their name. It is the financial services firm out of Cambridge. They moved to Malden. They bought that site because of the opportunity zone. They've been keeping their offices over in 350 Main for now. And as their building goes up, once it's done, they'll hop over to there. But to me, that's a great sign that not only are developers building it for, spec, but you also have owner occupied buildings going up where they're going to take a significant portion. Some of the other really exciting things that are happening for those of you who follow LoopNet or the other listings that are out there, you know that 22 Pleasant Street is being marketed. Those of us in the know it as the old CVS building on Pleasant Street. They are proposing right now, and they have not put it before the city where it'll get push and pull back and forth, but they are proposing a 12-story state-of-the-art lab space building. 15-foot ceiling heights. Again, the negative air pressure I talked about, the state-of-the-art HVAC for all of this stuff. They're proposing that, and so they are looking at 232,000 square feet that they'd like to put there. Again, it's the bones of Malden that make it so attractive. 2 parking garages totaling 1,300 spaces right there on Exchange Street that the MRA own. And then you've got Malden Center, which is the Orange Line, the commuter rail, and the busing hub. And then one more building, which has actually had some of its public hearings, is 11 Dartmouth Street. They had initially proposed an 11-story building. There's been some horse trading. I think 8 was the rebuttal. I think 9 might be where they're settling, but they haven't filed it yet, but I believe they're coming up for December's meeting or January's meeting with the city council. So they're looking to do 9 stories at about 80 to 90,000 square feet themselves. The big thing that you should draw from that is that these are people with a lot of money looking to do developments like this, and they don't just throw their money around. They spend that money to do analyses of where the market is going to come back. Right now, there may be some office space available because of what happened with COVID, but these people are putting their money where their mouth is, that they are betting Malden is the new epicenter of this burgeoning North Shore Life Science Center. You've got Waltham, but that's on 128, which is tough. Kendall Square, ridiculously expensive and tough to get to. And then the Seaport, ridiculously expensive and definitely tough to get to. Malden has the advantages of being able to be accessed by a variety of different ways and having the ability to be right in the middle of, as I mentioned, the gaming district, the restaurant scene. There's a lot of amenities right around it. So I'm confident in the next 5-year window, we'll see these buildings go up. We'll see great new tenants come in which goes back to my original point. Lots of employees coming in to work there with good money to spend, spending it in our businesses in the downtown. So that's kind of the recap and the where we are now that I wanted to go over. I'd love to stop and take some questions. And then if you want me to, I can do a little update on the movies. I know I came before and talked to you about the movie scene. We've continued to have success, and I can touch upon that if you would like me to.